Alright guys, hey, this is Joe Grigori and welcome to the first of a series of video tutorials for lemurstudios.com. I will try my best to teach you anything and answer your questions the best I know how. So today's tutorial we're going to be learning how just the basics of Photoshop, basically just covering the tools and what I would normally use. So we'll get started, right? So this is basically what your Photoshop looks like when you start out, right? I have deleted some of these windows that I don't need, but I'll explain that at a later time. So, let's see, you have your selection tools up here, like your rectangle, marquee tool, elliptical tool, etc. You know, things for selecting things. And this is your tool for moving, right? This is your lasso tool, your mini lassos. You can use to crop images. This is your magic wand, another way to crop images. I can show you later. I don't use that, and I don't use this. So I'm just sticking to the tools that I use, like most of my tutorials. This is your brush tool. You'll be using this a lot. So, you also have your pencil tool, which might be used at some point. I can show you some stuff. Right, and up here, of course, you have your little readouts and stuff of all your tools. Then this is your eraser tool, and your paint bucket and gradient tool. You'll be using both. Now this is your smudge, sharpen, and blur. Now, you're using the smudge most, but you may have some instances when you'll have to use the blur tool. Like I said, we'll get into that. Now this is the dodge tool and the burn tool. I use those sometimes to give a certain picture depth, you know, make it look like from a light source. So down here we have our text tool, which we will use a lot. Here we have our line tool, and we also have the shapes. I usually use the line and shapes, not so much. Here's your color picker, right? Eyedropper tool, they call it, I guess. And that's pretty much all I use from the tools. If I do use anything else, I will take the time to explain to you. Right? Here's your color changer, right? You click that button to switch them, right? And that's set the default. So right now, let's say like, if I chose red, see, turns it back to default. This button is switched to image ready. I can do that for animated signature banners later on. We'll show you that kind of stuff. So we'll just cover the quick some things up here for now. This is how you start a new document, right? You hit new, this screen will come up. You'll type in your name, your size. You usually don't touch resolution at all. Color mode, you should always make sure it's RGB color, red, green, and blue. 8-bit, I usually leave it on 8-bit, even though it's not as high quality as 16-bit, but a lot of stuff you can do in 8-bit that you can. Background content, which is basically what the document starts out as. So you can leave it as background color, which would be white right now. Or you can set it to white default, or transparent, which is just nothing. Right, so that's all you start your new document. Edit, we have all these functions, right? A couple things in here I'll show you later on. Image, the image apply is what I do a lot. And here's your canvas size and all that. Your layer, your new layer, new adjustment layer, right? And all these filters that we can use through signature making. Windows, now, this is what I have up right now, right? This is what is used most often with me anyway. You can click on them and it'll open up a new window. So I click animation and it brings the animation window. You can do animations in Photoshop, but I suggest using Image Ready because it's a lot better at optimization. Like, you know, you can have a smaller file size and make it look better. I can just open up something I just did, like a banner I just made for Lou Fursworth, right? Right there, see? It's not much, but you know, it looks awesome on his website. You should check it out. I'll give you a URL later. So right now we have all these the layers, right? So this is where your layers are, little layers. I never use channels or paths for almost anything, so I never hardly use them. Right, so here's your layers, your little eye button here. You click that, and it makes it disappear. Like right now, if I click this, I'll try to click something that you can see. Like, see the little exclamation point stuff right here? Here it is right here. If I click that, it disappears, right? So that's your visibility. And you have all your different layers, your text layers. and the background. See, that's what a transparent look. If it's the white and gray checkered, that is the background. That's the transparent, I mean. So that's just something to remember. Your layer properties are right here. This little drop-down menu. You got all these. So yeah, when I say change the layer policy. Alright, so this is the opacity meter. Okay, you can do this. Change it, like the sign right now is fading away. Fading back, and fill is basically the same thing. I'm not sure the details of that. But, you know, I'll explain that later. So, and here's your history, right? It basically records every step you do, and you can go back as far as a certain point. Instead of hitting edit undo over and over, right? Edit undo over and over. You can just go over here and just find the step before the thing you screwed up on. So it's pretty easy for that. And here's your little zoom box, which I always have. You can zoom in, as you can see, or you can drag it to the point where it's like can't see it, you know. So it makes it like easy when you work on a small pig or a large pig. Anyway, so there's that, and that's pretty much it for the basics right now for tools and stuff. I'll show you some stuff we can do to use them to make good banners, but that's it for now. So check in for my next video tutorial. This is Joe Grigori of LemurStudios.com. We'll see you next time.